Hey dear empath, This is a new coaching video here, as always, with my downloads that are coming to me. The topic is anger, fear, shame, resentment, maybe even regrets, but painful, negative feelings, emotions like sadness or shame or fear, guilt, whatever. If you're going through these feelings right now as a sensitive empath, I want to give you my support and guidance today, as always, and remind you to reach out, that you're not alone dealing with your issues like I have been. I didn't have anyone to understand me or really hear me out. So if my messages, if my work resonates with you, do reach out and have a call with me for free for 30 minutes that we can chat and I can tell you how I can help you, honestly. So I can offer you my services. And if you have not yet checked out my services link, if you do, you will see that I have plenty of services created with my heart and soul and honesty for you, so that you can really move on, move forward, to be able to, become empowered, to be able to heal your life after emotional abuse experiences, narcissistic abuse experiences. I am a domestic violence survivor and a childhood trauma survivor, as my mother is narcissist and I didn't have my father. He was schizophrenic. He was not in my life, and I have been dealing with a lot of emotional abuse, sometimes even physical abuse, in my private relationships, at workplaces, and I didn't have people who would really connect with me. So I know how painful and lonely it can be to be struggling alone, when you have nobody to talk to, when you have no one to understand you or hear you out, especially if you're dealing with these feelings of shame and fear and guilt after the abuse happened to you, for example, from your parent as a child. So you can be very, very, very hurt and lost and feeling hopeless, desperate, like an outcast, and all of that. So that was where I have been most of my life, depressed and lost and everything. So as always, I want to remind you that you're not alone. And if you're angry right now at your abuser, you have to remember that it's natural to feel that way. You have a right to be angry. You have to be able to take up space in life and to be able to be yourself without somebody constantly criticizing you, hurting you in some way, judging you in some way, or anything like that. So you have to be changing your own surroundings, claiming your power and your health and everything back, because it is rightfully yours. So this is important, that we have to be mindful about these things. So just feel what you feel. If you feel angry, sad, fearful, ashamed, anything that you feel, you just have to let it come up to the surface so that you can feel it out. Breathe it out, and then you can start to release it. That is the only way to get rid of those feelings, to be able to move on, to be able to heal. It's the only way. You have to confront them. And every feeling, a thought related to this feeling, this pain, has a message. Maybe it's from your childhood. Maybe it's your inner child speaking to you and they want your attention. They want your love and care. They want your support. So you have to be having your own back, you know. You're the only one who can heal your inner child. You're the only one who really ultimately can heal your life. But it's okay to have and seek support. Sometimes it's so crucial. We are social beings. We need other people sometimes. And we are entitled to, you know, also to have support. But this thought just came to me so strongly today because I have been dealing with it so many times that, you know, I really lost my voice. Like I felt like that I could not be myself at all, or, you know, speak up for myself and set my boundaries and all of that. So if there's someone who's not, you know, hearing you out, they're not listening to you, they're not respecting you and all of that, no matter what you have done, you have tried to set your boundaries with them and all of that, and it seems like it's not working. This can be so painful, very, very painful, and it can just make you feel more ashamed of yourself, more guilty, more afraid of this person. Maybe they are a threatening person, like physically, emotionally, spiritually threatening you. You just have to have those tools to protect yourself. And, you know, to be mindful of your own energy, that, you know, it's not healthy. And remind yourself that it's not your fault. You cannot be in charge of everything. You cannot be in control of everything. You have to be able to be who you are freely, without judgments. So you have to give yourself that space and that room and that, you know, support and empathy first. And tell yourself that, you know, this is not not a healthy situation. This person clearly has lots of issues when they are attacking me. They are putting me down. They're hurting me for no reason. I have not done anything bad to this person, and they think that they have the right to treat me this way. So you have to be drawing the line, you know. No matter how difficult it would seem or feel, you still have to draw the line with this person and cut this person off as soon as possible, in any way possible. Because really there's no excuse for you to be tolerating this. Because it's only destroying you and your precious energy, your life. We are sensitive beings. We can get sick easily. We can have illnesses because our bodies just cannot take any more of that pressure, of that toxic energy from others, because there is a limit to everything. Sorry about this. I have to... Sorry. That was my side job there, ringing a bell. So, so yeah, where was I? So yeah, you have to be acknowledging, you know, once again, acknowledging where you stand and what you will put up with and what you don't. And I know how crazy this can feel. But now that I know personally that, you know, for example, I'm a God's chosen one and my energy just irritates some people's demons, you know, it sounds so crazy and it feels so scary and crazy when it happens. But it really makes sense. it makes sense, and my intuition was always telling me that this is how it is. That these people are trying to destroy me. This dark energy is trying to destroy me, and that is what it really felt like. But I had to be rising up. I had to be gathering my strength and you know, everything that I've got within me. And what I've also learned is that us earth angels and starseeds, we have to turn to God, because God, the universe, source, the vortex that we are always connected to, it's always within us. But we have to be conscious to be tapping into that energy. So we have to be always, you know, releasing the toxic and choosing love again, choosing love and peace consciously every day, because it's crucial for our mental and physical and spiritual health, emotional, you know, in every way. It's crucial, because we cannot thrive without that peace and joy and love. And if you really resonate with this message, then you are really in the right place, following me in my walk and being my client. And I have coached, I have helped, I've supported, I've listened to, I've guided, I've given advice to many people. Even though sometimes I felt like I cannot do this anymore. But I know that it's my life calling, my life purpose to be here. And I also have other gifts and talents. I love to, you know, make people laugh, for example, entertain people. I love to sing, dance, you know, and of course, writing was always something that came naturally to me ever since I was a child. But yeah, I'm just, you know, combining everything and managing my time and also being here for you. So I have always, like I said, I'm very high vibe. I'm a very positive person, but I believe personally that us Earth Angels, we are very high vibe, you know, naturally, and we are very helpful beings, you know, caring, loving, compassionate, empathetic, and we love to bring joy to others. We love to see people happy. And that is really a core thing, a core personality trait in us. And we work for God. So everything we do is divine. Everything, every message that we share is divine. And yeah, I work with angels every day, and also, of course, I'm an intuitive empath, so it's it is a lovely mix, a lovely combination together that I'm doing here. But yeah, so I just want to tell you a bit about myself at the same time, if you find that you resonate, you know, because that is, of course, my goal, to be attracting people only who resonate with my message, not just some random followers, you know, because that is not really how it's supposed to be, you know. Supposed to be just working with my target people. So that is how it's meant to be. And there, you know, there are lots of things also what bring me joy, such as, you know, music and movies. But yeah, so I can only thrive in a positive environment. I cannot thrive in a negative environment, and you cannot as well. So we need that peace and joy, and it's not okay if we constantly get attacked. It's not life, it's not healthy, and it's too much to bear. It's not okay. But this is where the boundaries have to be called, you know. The strength within you has to be called. Because really, truly, we cannot be just carrying other people's issues and blaming ourselves. That's not life. That is not life. That's not how it's supposed to go. But I think the first important step is that, we allow ourselves to be who we are. We allow ourselves to feel whatever comes through. All the anger, if you were not heard, you were not listened to, you were not respected, you were walked over, all the sadness, whatever. These feelings have to be felt and dealt with. And being alone, of course, helps with this a lot. And especially because I resonate with many well-known people who have had to be alone when they were discovering things, they were learning things. So that is really resonating with me because I have gone through this, because I've had to be isolated, I've had to be alone to be able to, do my studies and do my spiritual work. Although, of course, I'm teaching my son as well because he's very much like me. But anyway, so I have had to really have that time alone. I cannot be doing this when there are other people around. So it's really a strength, positive thing in that way, to be spending time by yourself. Maybe journaling, meditating, praying, whatever, And I'm an introvert, so I can be social in the right company, yes, but it takes the right like-minded, high vibe people, of course, who I could actually trust, and be myself with. But I'm more of an introvert, so I like to spend a lot of time by myself. My son, of course, is very important to me. But in order to do my work and to be, reflecting on things, because it has been a lot of work, as you can imagine, that I've done here with everything, as I've been also serving others and creating my services. But yeah, so I guess this was what I wanted to share with you today. That's, if somebody's hurting you, just, acknowledge it and know that it's not okay and you have the power to end it. Because it has to end. But I do recommend that you pray daily. Because we have to be putting God first. Because we cannot carry everything by ourselves. And we're not supposed to be carrying everything by ourselves. This was also a big life lesson for me, because I always thought that I was supposed to be carrying everything, like other people's issues, and blaming myself and all of that, and I was people pleasing and ended up in toxic relationships and just giving and giving and giving, and then wondering, why am I so sad and exhausted and I'm not happy and all of that. So it's been crazy, but now I know better, and that is why I'm here to help you too. So it's really important to be giving all the worries, everything to God. So at least one prayer a day I do recommend. Because we deserve those miracles and blessings and those good things, and not be suffering all the time. And we cannot simply do everything by ourselves, especially if you have children, pets, people to take care of. Maybe you have a job and you take care of people, like what I've been doing. I basically help people every day. I've been doing with my side jobs and here on YouTube and on social media. And so taking care of own well-being is so important. And manifesting peace and love and joy and balance. But yeah, so do check out my services, especially if you are a new follower. Do read about my story. All the information is always below each video. Check out my links. I do recommend buying my book if you need help right now, or booking my free call so that we can talk. Because we cannot be, thriving alone all the time. No, that's really not possible. There are really moments sometimes that we just need other people. And that is why we are here. And it's so sad for me to think that for example, in my country, there seems to be a lot of need for help. And it seems like there are not enough people who help others. And that was also one of my big problems, that I was like, am I so different that I just cannot find support for myself? And I've had to do everything by myself, for example, so it's been so painful. I'm really shaking my head. Like, why was this happening? Like, why? Oh, I'm just grateful to be where I'm now. A lot wiser, a lot stronger, in a better place. But that is how it went. That I just could not find anyone to support me. So then I had to turn to angels. That was my path to angels and God. And my intuition was always telling me. But yeah, so it's not anything to be ashamed of to get help and support from others. No, it's really not. I just wish that, for example, in my country there would be more opportunities, especially for sensitive people. It's been a topic that usually people don't even know about. People don't know about empaths and HSPs. People don't know about narcissistic people. And it's been, in a personal way, it's been making me angry. And, all I can do is, of course, to speak up and share my message and help others. And have peace. So, thank you for subscribing, liking, writing a nice comment below. I've seen lots of comments lately. So, as you know, I'm approving every single comment by myself. So I cannot be, I cannot always be seeing every comment. Like I've said, YouTube does not show me necessarily every comment. Or I might delete a comment accidentally or something like that. So don't be wondering if I don't answer or anything like that. Don't take it in a negative way. And of course, there have been some people who I've also had to block away. So that's not okay. And that's not okay to be writing those negative comments. So I won't be putting up with that, like I've said in my videos. So there's no need for that. That's not the energy that I will put up with. I'm only here to be helping sensitive people, being high vibe, being myself authentically and honestly. And if someone has a problem with that, then they don't definitely belong to my channel making negative comments or something like that. And yeah, so just a reminder, because I saw a few days ago, I saw many comments there and I felt really overwhelmed. So please don't bomb me with comments. I'm sensitive, so please keep that in mind. And if you do write a comment, try to just make it as positive as possible, so that I will really know that you are my target person, you know, because I'm here for you, not anyone else. So much love and namaste.